Namaste. My name is Laura, and I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome to this practice of restorative yoga for the area of the Sacral Chakra, Svadhisthana, which encompasses the hips, the sacral area, the low back, and that space. So let's make sure that we have the props that we'll need for our practice. You can practice on a mat or two. I have 2 yoga mats today. Or on your bed, just somewhere comfortable. You might lay out a couple of blankets. I have a blanket for extra support as well. So you might grab a folded blanket and maybe another one to keep yourself warm. Some pillows and a bolster if you have one. If not, you can use some other pillows for that. And we're going to begin with some gentle warming stretches, some pratapana, just to warm up a little bit. But you can prolong this period of the practice if needed, if you need some extra warming stretches there. So let's start by bringing the hands behind the hips. And you can simply bend the knees, bend the legs in front, and just start to rock the legs from side to side. You might imagine your legs like windshield wipers. So this little bit of movement here can be as big or small as you wish. So you might open your feet a little bit more to make the movement bigger. You could even pause on one side, take a breath or two. And then pause on the opposite side. Good. You could shake the legs out. Just kind of waking up through the glutes, through the hips, the low back. You might windshield wiper your feet. Wonderful. And we'll transition to table pose, to our hands and knees. So having a blanket on the mat can be very helpful as a little bit of extra padding. So right now for the wrists and the knees, lift the tailbone, lift the crown of the head as you arch your back. Take a deep breath in. Then start to tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, and draw the navel toward the spine. Release and exhale. Breathe in, arching through the spine. Breathe out, rounding softly through the back. Noticing, pay particular attention to the space of Svadhisthana, the area around the sacrum and the hips. You might imagine that this space is guiding this movement, that it is initiated from Svadhisthana, the chakra that calls us to connect with our emotional balance, the waters of our emotions, the element of water. Good. Now, the next time that you exhale and round to the back, start to draw your hips down towards your heels. Inhale, arching, sliding, gliding forward along the mat, press up into cow stretch, arching the spine. Exhale, tucking chin, tucking tailbone, rounding through the back, rocking hips back. Inhale, gliding the heart forward, pressing up into cow stretch. We'll do that once more. But again, if you're really loving this flow, you might stay with this for a little while longer if you're feeling that you need some additional warming. We're just doing some quick pratapana in today's practice. Good. So coming back to a neutral spine whenever you're ready, begin to sway your hips from side to side. Even a couple of minutes of warming stretches can have such an impact on the comfort, the ease we have in our bodies. Swaying hips from side to side and then even going around in some circles. Circling one way and the other. Noticing sensation around the hips. And coming back to stillness, we're going to melt into our first restorative posture, which is actually a prone position. That means we're laying on the belly. So I like to use, since the floor is hard here where I am, I like to take a blanket, turning it to be across the mat, so a bit of it is dangling off of the edge of the mat, and then the rest here on my mat to support different parts of the body. Good. Now a pillow for the top of your mat where your head will go, or a folded blanket, and a bolster at the back of your mat where your feet will go is a lovely touch too. And we're going to start to lay down into the belly. So you can sense that the tops of the feet would land on your bolster. Just take your time to settle downward and to smooth out through the front of the body. Noticing here that the hips are supported by your blanket, so that extra padding can be very kind to the front of the pelvis. In this posture, the left arm will rest along at our sides. Left ear softens down onto the pillow or blanket, even on your mat if that feels best. Good. And once you're settled through the left side body nice and long, then the right knee begins to bend here at a right angle. So checking in that you have support under your ankle and underneath your knee here. The toes turn out to the side. You might take a little peek, see your leg there in its position. And then with the right arm, we find a right angle here. We place the right arm at the same right angle in this resting, supported, restorative iguana. You can close down through the eyes and start to scan through the body and notice if there's any other adjustments that are needed. You might add some more propping underneath the pelvis or underneath the right hip or knee. Maybe you tuck yourself in with a blanket to keep warm, or cover the eyes with a scarf. Really allow yourself to melt down into gravity. To rest. The Sacral Chakra, Svadhisthana, connects us with yin energy, the feminine, divine feminine energy. You might think of the moon, Chandra. A call to rest, the duality from the daytime. This is like the nighttime energy, where you're invited to slow down, to do less, to bathe in meditative, soothing qualities. The second chakra in the 7 main energy centers, the map of these 7 centers. And so Svadhisthana invites us to explore balance and duality. You might ask yourself here, how does rest help me to find balance? Intelligent rest. Balance in the day-to-day from all of the activity, all of the accomplishing. This rest is essential. Begin to guide your attention to the rhythm of your breath. Sensing the movement of your breath in your body. The expansion of the lungs. You might visualize the movement of your diaphragm, lifting and lowering. Feel the belly and the body moving with each breath. The back broadening. There's this ebb and flow of the body, these graceful, rhythmic movements with each breath. A swelling as a wave of breath rolls in. An expansion. And a softening, melting, a smoothing as each wave of breath rolls out as you empty. We'll take 3 more breaths on this side. Really letting yourself fill and empty. Finding the balance between these 2 qualities of the breath. And to transition, very slowly begin to extend through your right side leg. Bend through your left arm. So both arms are bent now. Both feet are on the top of your bolster. You might pause here for a little while. Breathing. You might even bring your head to a neutral position for a couple of breaths. In a crocodile pose. Whenever you're ready, we start to shift to the opposite side, and that might mean moving your blanket. So you can press into table pose if needed to adjust your props. Maybe that's not necessary for you in your space. Then when you're ready, we bend through the left side leg. Bending through the left side leg, checking in once again that you're comfortable there. Left knee and ankle are supported by something soft. Right ear starts to turn down onto your pillow here. And you might need different support on this side. It Doesn't have to look the same, as it might not feel the same. Take all the time you need to wiggle and shift. Even the slightest micro movements can have such a profound impact on your relaxation here. Once you have ensured that you're going to be comfortable and warm, you can bend through your left arm. So right arm and right leg are long, right arm at your side. Left arm, left leg are bent. Notice if there's any other shift you could make to get yourself just a little bit more comfortable, just to bring that finishing touch to your restorative posture. Supported iguana. And then feeling yourself returning, relaxing back into stillness. Come back to the breath. As you start to rest here, take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. Again. You might exhale through the mouth. Imagine your exhale like the nighttime of the breath, the time of rest. Can you lengthen your exhale, make it a little bit longer in this next sigh? Once more. Relaxing, releasing, surrendering into gravity. Nothing to do but breathe. You might imagine each breath like a wave of water lapping on the shores of your body, rolling in and out. Imagine the space of Svadhisthana, of the sacrum and the hips, the color of orange, just like a sun setting on the horizon. You might imagine a time by the seaside, recall a memory or an image that you've seen, the sunset upon the ocean, a beautiful orange hue in your mind's eye. Visualize these waves of breath rolling into the body, in and out, nourishing your body and Svadhisthana. As if these waves of breath connect the two, connect with both and to both. Supporting you in receiving and releasing this energetic center, and balancing the qualities of Svadhisthana, of the Sacral Chakra. Begin to deepen into your breath as we prepare to transition into Shavasana. You might breathe in and out of the nose, or in through the nose and out of the mouth as you slowly stretch out through the left leg. Taking this transition slowly and gently with lots of care and attention. You might bend through your right arm and bring your neck to neutral for a few moments. Your forehead could rest on your prop or on your forearms. And when you're ready to move into Shavasana, we can simply roll onto the back. You may be able to use your feet to reach for your bolster. You might need to shift to bring it a little closer. And we want to make sure that we'll be very warm and comfortable here. So if you don't have a blanket to tuck yourself in, then use the one that you have been supporting yourself with, the folded blanket beneath the body. You can put that over top. Bolster under the knees, pillow under the head, maybe an eye covering for the face. Checking in with the head and neck, the shoulders and the upper back, the position of the arms, and with the area of Svadhisthana, the low back and sacrum. You may take a slight pelvic tilt to feel the tailbone lengthening toward the feet, even sending the juicy part of the bum down toward the knees, just using the hands to draw it downward to feel anchored through your low back, relaxing and releasing through the low back. Continuing to welcome in the restful energy of the exhalation, like the nighttime of the breath, the call to wind down, to unwind, to let go. integrating and receiving the benefits of your practice. Integrating in the creative and emotional energy center of Svadhisthana. Notice as you rest here, where you are feeling very good in your being. A sense of wellness, a sense of peace, ease, pleasure, perhaps. Pleasure, a theme of this chakra of Svadhisthana. You might imagine these feelings rippling out from their location. You might imagine these feelings at different points. Imagine and sense them in your body, in your being. And encourage them, invite them to expand these feelings of pleasure and peace, wellness, to radiate, to ripple outward until you are filled. And you may decide to stay where you are. You may continue to feel the call for deepened rest and relaxation here in Shavasana. Perhaps you feel the call if you feel complete at this time and your intuition is guiding you to transition, begin to deepen into your breath. Come back to sense the movement of the breath in the body, the movement of the body around each breath, this wave-like rhythm. Sense the cyclical nature of your breathing, the way it rises and falls, the way you breathe yourself into balance through this letting go and calling in. The way you move from one moment to the next, anchored by this breath. Flowing through the passing of time, just as you flow through change and transition. The breath is here at any of these moments. Take a deep breath in now, in through the nose. And a full breath out of the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. Breathe out of the mouth. Let's start to rock the head from side to side. So again, you may stay in Shavasana for a while longer if you wish or if you need. Or you might feel like stretching now. You could wiggle fingers and toes, roll your wrists, ankles, and take a big stretch out. Hug the knees in toward the chest. Allow awareness to flow down to the home of Svadhisthana, around the hips and the sacrum. Just noticing what you notice here. Sensation. Or is there a feeling tone associated with this space? Know that there's no wrong answer. Feel what you feel. And in this little boat pose, you may like to rock from side to side, as if you're a little boat moving with the flow of the waves, going with the current with ease. A sense of surrender and capacity here to stay afloat. Circle and ease, either together or in opposite directions. Just some gentle movement before coming to a seat in the completion of our practice. You can take your circles in the opposite way if you haven't already. Beautiful. And take all the time you need to shift. Shifting to a comfortable seat. Your legs might be crossed here. Or you can take any other expression of a seat that feels nourishing and supportive and allows you to be tall and relaxed, holding some more space just to sense the benefit of your practice. And we'll gather the hands palm to palm at the heart, bowing the head down toward the heart here. Thank yourself for practicing today. It truly is no small feat. It's absolutely something to celebrate. You might bring a little smile to the face. Know that I thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me for this session. I wish you peace, love, and light. And you can keep your eyes closed and listen, or maybe you flutter open through the eyes now. Thank you again for being here, for joining me. I so love building this community here on YouTube, and to nurture this sense of community, I want you to know that I've started going live regularly on my channel. So these lives are happening on Monday evenings at 7 p.m. EST. So I know that there are people from across the world. You can catch it in your time zone. It will be at a different time, but in the Eastern Standard Time, that is 7 p.m. Monday night. So yeah, I look forward to maybe seeing you there live if you can join me. It's so amazing to connect with you in the comments. I love to hear from you real time and to check in. You can always bring your special requests for those lives. If you have a request for, these are mini practices, smaller practices that we can enjoy together. Maybe a restorative pose. We could do a restorative pose, or a breathing technique, anything like that. A series of stretches that you might need that day for the neck, for the shoulders, whatever it might be. You can also practice with me live in the School of Living Yoga online studio. So this is a little corner of the internet that's a sanctuary so near and dear to my heart. We have people from all over the world coming to classes each week. We have lots of restorative yoga in the online studio. There are yoga nidra practices, meditations. We have many recorded classes that you can enjoy yoga on demand in that way if that's your preference, or something happening every day that you can attend live with the School of Living Yoga faculty, which is myself, Ali Boothroyd, Tina Kivinen, and Kristen Rose Foster. So let me know if you have any questions about that. And below, I will leave a link for you in the description of this video that has a 2-week free trial that you can hop into the online studio, give it a try, check things out, attend some classes, and say hi to the teachers and the fellow Sangha members there, and fall in love with the space. Okay, well, let me know in the comments how you're doing today, how you're feeling after our practice, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.